Hi, in this video we're going to be uncovering an exploit which quite surprisingly allows you to form the Imperial Federation as the UK by mid-1937. So let's get started. I don't think anybody else has uncovered this exploit. Please tell me if they have. Obviously their credit, but the fact it hasn't been patched is an indicator of this. So Iron Man historical, let's go. And so first thing, this isn't really necessary, but group all your troops up in London. And now what we actually need to do is select all of the forces for all of your dominions. So Canada, Australia, New Zealand, British Raj, and South Africa, and also the British Malaya for good measure. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put all of those divisions in this province here in Aberdeen, because it doesn't have a port. So now we're going to go down the focus tree. Not really going to be doing research and everything because I'm just showing off the exploit. I'm not going to turn this into a full game just to make the video faster. And we go down to Commonwealth times. What we can be doing is just waiting for these focuses to select the entire records. Oops, Queen's dead. And just assign on. Okay, fine. Okay. So next focus after reinforce the empire, service overseas, issue diplomatic protection, turrets. There we go. Not really spending any political power on her. Be needing that for later. And as you can see, 42 divisions have now arrived in Scotland. So service to their king, obviously, not just to die. Jiggling treaty looks like Ethiopia's gonna lose as normal. There we go. Price for money. I would actually be quite surprised if this X1 hasn't been discovered. But yeah, no, with Edward we're just going to come out today. It's not the direction we're going in. But seemingly it hasn't. I haven't found it anywhere else on YouTube that I have seen. I thought it would make a good video just to uncover it properly. Or at least finishing the video and buying everything. Spanish Civil War as well. This is historical, so nothing exciting about it for now. Okay. I'm going to go for Commonwealth ties. And that will be the last normal focus. That will be the last focus we need to do before we get onto the explorer. I guess we could assign generals to these two. Doesn't really matter. Probably really triggering people assigning generals to 42 divisions of infantry when actually no, that guy is a person you're supposed to assign tanks to. It's not going to matter what we're doing. Again, I haven't researched at all, so it's not really going to matter in it either. I suppose what we could do is we could do the anti. Let's not do the anti. We don't need to do the anti-air exploit. It's how chaotic this is going to be. Okay, so now, somewhat predictably, we're going to go for a change of course. Short force from the machine. Let's just disallow Bulgaria the whole game for them. Thank you for your time. Okay, now we're going to go for organised back first. As if I told you, I actually need to go for the trade union. No, though technically that would work if you just didn't decolonise the whole time. Although, yeah, you would still be better at this. You are unable to define the borders that support the economy. Looks like Spain is coming at the stalemate. Nationalists have taken the north, not particularly much else. Okay, so let's get into this reference. We're going to lower, we're going to basically just lower down the speed. It gets the real British Civil War points. So, 2-4. So first off, what we're going to want to do is make sure that we own the states around the state we've got all those troops in. Just one immediately within the next state, the next time when the event fires, and slowly work our way down to take over as much of Britain as well. Okay. Just keep doing this until you own a lot of England, as much as the game will let you, but do not take all of England. I tend to just leave Sussex so that you can wait for some people to fire. Quite easily now just go for march on Downing Street, but we're not going to do that, so that's much less open, and we're just going to wait for Civil War to fire now. All of the planes against walls, planes hit walls. So now we're going to move 17 divisions around Appalachia. Go. And we're also going to, very importantly, declare war on every single one of our dominions. Seeing that the British Raj changes in England to do that. And the Malays, go. Because there are enemies, I think we can't just declare war on them. I'm sure that those divisions are getting off the beach as quickly as possible. And we'll look at 26 divisions just to hold in Sussex for now. And we're going to make sure that, yeah, there is some of the getting this exercise. Okay, so 17 divisions possible. Select command in, and both on the field march like this. Move this and do. Interesting that I could live in the Scottish Highlands. Okay, so first off, Operation Constellation. Let's try and deal with these guys here. Giving around so as much as we can. Take out his Dominion troops. You can see that we've got those troops now. And there are enemy troops too. So a big circle of those troops along the royalists, those four And then we're going to go in and force this rebellion eventually, but we'll see what it is. So it'll take a while. Eventually. Okay. Start putting some of these factors. What he's saying. Draw for divisions now. And we're now winning the big battle. Let's look at these casualties, shall we? 66,000. 71,000. Uh, 80,000. 53,000. 98,000, 100,000. Just waiting for South Africa to take some contribution. Now well and truly winning that battle with 127,000 casualties of 2,000 casualties. And there we go. Okay, so next we are literally just gonna go aggressive, take out the Sussex, watch this guy into Rock, this guy into Dover, and these guys into Portsmouth, or North, as I've already explained. Yes, right, so now the British Civil War is officially over on the 10th of April 1937. So what we're now going to want to do is annex Australia. They're all in the peace conference because they're not majors. But we are at war with them because we're able to declare war on them. Because they're our enemy's puppet. So we can just annex all of them. Including the Raj and the Malaya. Don't forget to actually annex the UK. And this wouldn't normally give you a peace conference either, because all of the dominions are here. You can also take the British Navy. I'm wondering, you can take the British Navy. Confirm an exit. We've now taken over all of the ex-Commonwealth territories. Saw Portugal could ship. The Royal Navy will now join up with us. I'm pretty sure it will did that, but okay. So we can now bypass development in Australia, bypass development in New Zealand, bypass development in the Raj, although they didn't need to do that, bypass development in Canada, bypass development in South Africa, bypass holding the Imperial Conference, and now we can go straight for form the Imperial Federation. With very limited effort or time, this also increases world tension to 100%, which now means we can justify it on whoever we want, despite Mosley's negative buff, which isn't really that much of a problem if you're good at the game anyway, even if France guarantees Ireland, just invade France. So I see this as a win. We've generated 108% world tension. Wonder what's been happening. Absolutely nothing. the world is just okay with being in chaos, I guess. So all we need to do now is wait for the focus to go. And there was no Imperial conference shenanigans, no big war through Canada when you're late with invading the US. You could be justifying the US right now if you wanted to. And also take out the US by the end of 37 probably. So this is just ridiculously overpowered. And there we go. I turned off news. In the face of global threats. Us? Does that mean us? Okay. The British government has made a joint statement with the governments of Canada, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand that the British Commonwealth of Nations will be formalised into a new federal government structure. With the earlier Indian government's rejection of this proposal, don't think so. And with the current implementation of the federal structure for the Commonwealth, India has elected not to be affiliated with the superstate. Are you sure about that, India? Despite this, the move will undoubtedly have unprecedented consequences for the global scene, a great stride forward for our peoples. This doesn't make the One Empire achievement any easier, because you're still inevitably going to end up justifying Bolivia in 1945. But this is really stupid, and I can't believe it hasn't been patched. So I hope you enjoy. Goodbye.